the SNYDERVERSE is moving to Netflix, and the original Avengers are coming back. This is the Sox Rocker Show. Hello there, friends. It's time for another Sox Rocker recap. In my first bit of DC goodies, it seems that the WB is delaying the new Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom again. But only by 2 days, mind you. But it does raise a question. Does the WB even care about this movie anymore? Even more importantly, does the public even care about it at this point? I mean, we've seen so many delays and changes made to it in the past that I'm already beginning to think that people just might have DC flip-flop fatigue over it. But I don't know. I think it may do a bit well seeing how it is being released around the holidays, but who knows? The only real competition that I can see it having is, well, Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon over at Netflix now. Tell me that doesn't define a little bit of irony. Also on the DC home front, and another bit of irony, it seems that all of the SNYDERVERSE DC movies will be streaming on Netflix starting in December. But, and this is a rather large but, I might add, and, well, what some just might perceive as a slap in old Zack's face. All of those movies are going to be on there, except Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yes, you heard it right, my friends. The two movies that, personally, I think matter the most to any SNYDERVERSE fans, well, they're not on that list. Now, honestly, who in the hell wants to see the Justice League or the cut-up version of the Dawn of Justice? I don't get it either. Now, I know a lot of SNYDERVERSE fans may be thinking, oh, can this be a sign? Is this the sign we've all been waiting for? Does this mean that Zack will, in fact, be able to finish what he started at Netflix, like so many of us dreamed of? Well, I'm sorry to say, not exactly. What it does mean is that WB, well, needs some dough, man. Needs some cheese, needs some cheddar, baby, because they still be about $50 billion in the hole, and streaming rights, well, makes them a lot of said dough, capiche? Besides, a lot of these titles, well, they've been available on Prime since the last month, so, don't go jumping into the we've been redeemed pond just yet, and please don't be flaming my ass for saying this. I want Zack to finish what he started just as much as the next dude, but this proving Netflix is somehow acquiring the rights to his work? Well, it's kind of a stretch. They don't have that kind of money, for one thing. And I don't know. I've heard some of my counterparts on X and YouTube hinting that this just might be a sign. Well, it ain't. It's not. Not a yet. Nope. Not yet, anyways. It's pretty much just nothing but clickbait. And another interesting DC tidbit. Seems that Nicolas Cage, well, he's finally spoken out about his role, well, kind role as Superman in that debacle that we all know as The Flash. And all of that AI/CGI rigamaroo in an interview with Yahoo News. Cage says, and I quote, "When I went to the picture, it was me fighting a giant spider. I didn't do that. That's not what I did. I don't think it was created by AI. I know Tim is upset about AI just as much as I am. It was CGI. Okay, so it was done so they could de-age me, and I'm fighting a spider. I didn't do any of that, so I don't know what happened there." Well, neither do the rest of us, Mr. Cage. Neither do the rest of us. I know, I for one thought he and the rest of the CGI clan just looked terrible. It looked more like a video shot from a game to me, which would have been fine, well, had it actually been, a video shot from a game. It was done to inspire nostalgia, to draw people to the theaters, and I think we all know how that all went. Now, on to some MCU news. The Marvel's release, well, it's just 8 days away. Yeah. Also, in the world of Mighty Marvel, well, there are multi-he said, she said swirling around faster than Taylor Swift switches boyfriends about the MCU bringing back the original crew of the Avengers. Now, this just smacks of desperation, to be sure, but as I've said before, the Mighty Mouse, well, it's not doing as well as it used to. What with all the wokeness and bizarre casting choices and strange stories they've been slinging out over the past few years. Now, don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. Nobody, and I mean nobody, personifies, well, Iron Man better than Robert Downey Jr. does, or even Marvel itself for that point. And as far as I'm concerned, he's the face of the Avengers, but I don't know. I really doubt that the dude wants to come back. I mean, he's getting a tad bit older, and well, he along with Black Canary, well, they kind of died, didn't they? Yeah, I know. But socks old bean, you might say. In the world of multiverses and black holes and time machines and clicking your shoes and blinking 3 times and nodding, well, anything is possible in comic book land, isn't it? Well, why, yes, grasshopper it is, but it doesn't make it right. How's about good stories? Good casting, and here's a good one. How's about leaving, well, current politics out of it? And in are we really shocked that this actually happened? And whoa, not more irony bit of news. It appears that Casey Bloys, HBO and Max CEO chairman, well, he issued an apology to TV critics for using fake Twitter accounts. Yes, you heard that right, my friends. Fake Twitter accounts to respond to negative reviews of, well, HBO stories over the years. Apparently, Rolling Stone magazine uncovered this shocker, detailing a lawsuit brought against Bloys from a former employee who claims to have been, well, wrongfully terminated. I only mention this because, well, HBO and Max are, well, they're owned by WD, and well, it's just another example of the sketchy ways in which they've stooped to undermine what people, well, actually think about the product that they've put out. And remember back when it was implied that all the SNYDERVERSE fans, well, they were just fake bots put out by Zack himself just to get his vision of the Justice League finished. Well, how do we know that WB wasn't involved with that? Who knows what else may have taken place over the past few years? Could this be why Gunn's Peacemaker has gotten so much praise? I think it sucks, as do so many people that I talk to. Or how's about his version of the Suicide Squad? Who knows? Sketchy, sketchy, sketchy. And in other movie bits, well, he who should have been Superman but got shafted himself, Henry Cavill, well, he's getting closer to starring in the long-awaited reboot of Highlander, which starred Christopher Lambert way back in the day. Now, I, for one, am excited about this. I really like the original series, and I'm anxious to see what Cavill will do with the role. And I'm just as excited to see what Chad Stahelski, I hope I said that right, will do with directing it. Stahelski, as you may or may not know, well, he directed all 4 John Wick films with the first one being one of my favorite movies of all time, so it should be one hell of a ride. So, hey, take that, little Jimmy Gunn. Also, in the land of reboots, the long-awaited next chapter of the latest The Planet of the Apes franchise, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, has released a teaser trailer. You know, the movie that's due out on May 24th of next year, and it looks to be a good one. I like the direction that they're taking with this franchise, even if it is taking a while to get the films out. Well, now I'm going to swing things back to DC land for a bit. I'll take this with a bit of salt here, but according to Home of DCU over on X, one of little Jimmy Gunn's pet projects, Creature Commandos, and I still don't know what the hell that is, has been pushed back to 2025. Now, if in fact this is true, and I said if here, then what the hell, little Jimmy? Didn't you yourself say that, well, Commandos is in no way affected by the strikes? That it's progressing swiftly and rather smoothly, that, you know, all the voiceovers have been recorded? Well, supposedly, Bobby Pills Animation, who worked on the animation for the show, admitted that they needed more time to finish it. And, well, now it's not expected to be released until 2025. If this is the case, then that means that DC, well, they only have one single project for 2024, and, well, that's Joker Folie Deux. And personally, I didn't like the first one, but, you know, it's a DC project, so I guess I should jump on board. And anyway, no one can speculate that one can speculate that maybe this doesn't look so good for Gunn and his 10-year plan. Maybe WB has put the brakes on things for a spell, since it's rumored that they might be, well, purchased in the not-so-distant future. And maybe they just might want to take a closer look at things, seeing how everything that DC has put out this year is, well, failed miserably and lost a rather large amount of money. Who knows? I guess we will all find out eventually, but one thing's for sure, it's going to be a long time until we get any new DC content to watch, and with only one project in the pipe for 2024, it's kind of sad and scary. Now, mind you, I realize that the two strikes, one still ongoing and much needed, I might add, have had a rather large effect on things. I'm not complaining about any of that. It's just sad to see, because I feel that sincere DC fans have, well, they've lost so much in the past few years that all hope and want, well, they've kind of dwindled. I think a lot of people have simply shrugged their shoulders with disbelief, because it's easier than getting one's hopes up only to be disappointed from time to time. And so, my friends, what do? Well, I guess we simply wait. We wait to see what DC with or without James Gunn, well, what they'll eventually do. So, all right, my friends, I think that's it for this Sox recap. Thanks so much for taking the time to visit with me and check things out. It's much appreciated. If you like what we're doing here, feel free to hit that like button so we can keep this thing going. And if you would, please subscribe to the channel so you're notified of the next show when it comes out. And if you like, check me out on Twitter or X, Twitter. You know what I mean. As always, thanks so much for stopping by. God bless. Sox out.